Hey guys, and welcome to a first impressions tutorial type episode on Life is Feudal. Life is Feudal is Life is Feudal Your Own is basically a single player, personally private hosted, sandbox, hardcore, MMORPG-esque, except not so massive. Basically, it's a project done by a company called BitBox, a little indie developer, they've released Life is Feudal Your Own in order to raise a few funds and to get people interested into the game. It is slightly light version of the MMORPG that they're developing, but you can host it by yourself, you can play with some friends, the game is awesome, so we've got to get bashed right in. So you can create a world. This is how the server host would do it anyway. How to create a world, you can server name, password, admin password, all the regular shit. Change your maximum amount of players. We're going to play it on private right now because I'm doing a video. So you've got three different options here for the game mode. You've got permadeath sandbox, so you die, you're fucked. Like you lose your character, as opposed to you die and you lose a couple of stat points, the way it works right now. Colonization, which you have to build the largest structure in the game. Or sandbox, where you just do what you want. Just do whatever you like. There's no tasks, nothing, no challenges. So after this, you've got the skills and stat progression multiplier. So as it says here, 1 is planned for the MMORPG, but you can bump this up if you want to gain skills a bit faster. If you're just playing by yourself, you can shove it up to 100. You can do whatever you like here. I'll shove it on 2. I'm not going to be playing much, but I'll shove it on 2 anyway. Skill cap is basically how many players you want to have to play with, because a skill cap of 600 sounds like a lot. It's not. You can get, each skill itself goes up to 120, or is it 90? It's what we'll check when we're in game anyway. And basically you can only get a maximum of like 4 skills, like properly skilled. So if you want to be running with like a large squad of people, like leave it at 600. If you're just going to play with yourself, shove up to 3000. It'll just make the game easier for you, and you'll be able to do everything without having to like respec all your skills all the time. Terraforming speed multiplier. Tunneling takes ages, so depending on how many people you've got, you might want to bump that up a bit. Crafting period is how fast things craft. Animal breeding, feeding period, obviously. Plant growth period, that's set to 3 hours just now. It takes ages to grow plants, which is fine if you've got a perpetually hosted server, like a 24/7 server. If you've got a server that's just got to be hosted on your computer whenever you're playing it, you might want to drop that down a bit. And the amount of wild animals as well. Don't change your server port. So we'll just start right away. We've got World 1, we'll jump into character creation. It alt tabs you out of the game here, and you get a little console pop up with loads of things. The game basically creates a database, so it can create the server on your computer. Even if you're playing private, it still creates a server. So don't worry about that at all when it alt tabs and you get like a load of yellow, green and sometimes red text. But it is an early access, so do expect desyncs, do expect some lag, do expect a few bugs. There's not anything major really that I've seen. There's some slight visual bugs, but nothing really game breaking so far that I've came across, and I think I've played about 12 hours of it so far, and it came out like 2 days ago. That's just the testament to how addictive this game is. It's addictive in sort of the way that EVE Online's addictive, in that you're grinding, like you're smashing your head against a brick wall, but you're still doing it because it's enjoyable for some reason. Must be endorphins. So we'll create a character, so I'll just delete this other character that I created just to test something out. Yes, create new player. And it does seem like the characters carry over, because that was a character in a different world. So we'll name this guy Stejo Chicken Nugget. Gender, you can't change the gender, it doesn't make much difference anyway. You can't change the appearance, you can change your race, but it doesn't mean anything. There's a bit of flavour text down here that you can have a read of. I'll swap through them so you can pause it at the right time. Oh, I misclicked. There we go. So you can pause it if you want to have a little read. Attributes, these all change in game, so it kind of matters what you go for, but not really. I mean, it doesn't tell you what each of these like affect down here or anything, so when you're starting off, you're kind of going in blind. Crafting skills, I would definitely say, like, put your terraforming to 30 at least, regardless of what you're going to do, Terraforming 30 is going to help you. Combat skills also, unless you're going to be participating in combat, doesn't really matter. You can change the appearance of your guy here, makes no difference whatsoever because that's not the way you look. Zoom in his face. Can have a little look at some of the player models. Player models are swish. Like these ones are anyway. When you get in the game, they're a bit low fidelity, but other than that, it doesn't matter. So you select your character and bash play. Hopefully the loading doesn't take too long. It shouldn't anyway. It's on my SSD, so we should be able to get into the game rather sharpish. If it takes a while, I'll do a quick cut, but I doubt it will. So you start off the game and you will get plunked, blump, dropped from the heavens like some sort of crazy Jesus. We'll shove on the... I've already changed my video settings to increase the brightness so that you can actually see things, but apparently the game likes to spawn you at night time. So if you bring up your map with M, you can see where you get placed. So you get placed somewhere randomly on the world. The world's always the same when it's privately hosted. It's I think it's a 5x5 kilometer world. So there's plenty of space to do things, and on the world there's a lot of different resources. So if you come up to the mountains, you can collect flint and stones, you can go into the forests and collect different things. Then these are little clay pits. If you see my other series with Kelvin, you can see that we've set up shop over here. But that'll be coming out soon. Shh, sneak peek. Hopefully that'll be coming out soon anyway. So what you want to do, as soon as you land, you want to run over towards the nearest forest. I do apologise if this is a bit dark for you guys. It's super dark for me. I've got a bit of glare. Everything in this game is done with the context menu. So you aim at something and right click. Your default here, so snap branch, that will be my left click. So if I look at something and then left click, there you go, I've started to snap the branch, and you get this little progress bar that shows you how fast you're doing it. Everything seems to take an absolute age, but I suppose that's why this game is called Life is Feudal, because it's a bit of a take on Life is Futile, because sometimes in this game you will feel like life is futile. So you can, as I says, right click context menu and you can go to get a sprout from it, so you can grow your own trees. You can inspect the tree, so you can have a look at it, obviously, because that's what inspect means, you're not retards. Don't know why I mentioned that. You can snap a branch off, which is what gives you branches, which makes a lot more sense as opposed to punching a tree, as we've seen in many other games. Logging, you can get the bark off of the logging. But what you want to do, first off, you want to snap a branch off. You want to get about 5 of these. I'm not going to spend the time to do that, but I will try if we can get over to the map. If you're wanting to know how to swap between actually like controlling your character and moving the mouse, that's just the tab key. You swap in and out of being able to use your mouse. So you want to head up to a mountain. On your map you'll see these grey areas. That denotes where there's rock, and rock is where you find flint so that you can make your primitive tools. So I would give like a little goal for this episode where like I'll make a primitive shack and then that'll be us. But no, you don't just make a fucking shack. Like, you don't do that. That is one of the most difficult things ever. That'll take you about fucking 4 hours anyway. Right, so what you want to do is you want to right click on one of these patches. You can prospect for copper, which allows you to see if there's any copper within a certain radius. So you can up this or lower it to try and pinpoint where the copper is. Let's get rid of the map. You can also search for ammo for your sling, so you can just pick up rocks that you can wallop people with your sling, or search for useful flintstone. So search for some flintstones, yabba dabba doo, and that is basically what you need in order to make yourself any primitive tools. So what you need is, we've got half the ingredients. Oh, we should actually put some clothes on, we're currently naked. Press the C key, you can go into third person and see the state of your guy. It looks like he's putting on armour here. I kind of like some of the animations are really good. The only annoying thing is that is the exact same animation for equipping weapons and things. So like you're equipping weapons like you're putting on armour. But it doesn't make an awful lot of difference. So let's go, and we shall come down to the grassy area, and then if you go to Nature's Lore, you can gather plant fibres. I'll pop the system tab up here, and you can see down here it says you've received 1 flint and stone and all your skills increased. The way to increase your skills is the exact same as like your Elder Scrolls games like Oblivion and Skyrim. You use the skills, you increase your skills. That's how it works. Pretty much, I explained it to a friend, pretty much like RuneScape. It's like a really good graphics RuneScape, because the game does look fantastic if you're not lagging the arse off of it. Because the game is poorly optimised, but early access, I mean, that's what you're expecting. I don't know why I pressed escape there. So we'll go into our inventory, and if you right click on your stick, you can create a primitive tool. And then you get this drop down of what you want to make. So if you want to make a sickle, you'll need 1 flint, 1 stick, and 1 fibre. That's what we've got. If you want to make a pickaxe, 113. And basically anything that you want to make, any of these primitive tools anyway, you can make out of this. So that's basically how you do it. If you want to, we'll make a shovel. There we go, so we can actually make something. So you just hit craft and then it'll pop into your screen. The shovel, which has also been dubbed the giant wooden spoon, because that's what it looks like, it lets you terraform. So it lets you flatten ground, flatten ground, it lets you raise ground, lets you lower ground, etc, etc. It doesn't let you dig tunnels. You need a pickaxe for that. So right, we'll equip this. So if you just right click it and hit equip, you can equip it. Or if you hit the T key, it'll bring you onto your equipment. So you can actually place it in a specific slot. We'll place it over our back, and this actually gets really important later on. So if you're going into combat, you want to know where your weapons are and where your tools are, because you don't want to be running into combat with a big wooden spoon when you've got a freaking iron sword on your hip. So basically, you go into combat, you press the R key, and that readies you. That's the way I remember it anyway. You ready yourself for combat, and then the music changes and you get some epic music in the background. One of the tunes is the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond, which I love personally. So then you want to hit the, as you can see in the hotbar, we've got different keys here. It all corresponds to different weapon places. Wow, we actually got the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond. Badass! So you've got all your different weapons from over your shoulder. I still can't remember what 5 does. 6 yields, so you can go, no! Stop hitting me! You fiend! And then you can, oh, how do I move out of this? There's a way to move out of this, but I forget. Hello? Move me! Move me, man! Do I need to wait a certain time? No? Yes? No? Okay. Ah, there we go. We started praying. That got us out of it. So, okay, so you've got 6 which yields you, you've got 7 which ports you back to your home. We don't have a home right now, but if you get a bed, you can set it as your home. So it's basically like a hearthstone or something similar. What does this do? Oh, okay, so this packs out, oh, I think this is flee. So you pack away your weapons and you can run. Right, okay. That's pretty cool, so you can run quicker, but you pack away your weapons. Ah, now I know. Okay, and then you can hit your L key by default. I've changed it to K because basically K is what I would expect my skills to be on, just through playing RPGs. But it's L key by default and it brings up your skills. So you can see all the different skills you've got. Yeah, oh, it's level 100, it's not 120. So there you go, so you can see exactly what each skill does. So for example, we've got the terraforming, and the reason I tell you to get up to 30 is because you can flatten terrain. So you can basically train your skill by flattening an area of terrain so you can build your first shack on, etc. But if you're at 0 level, then you basically need to raise and then lower like constantly until you can get up to 30 so you can start flattening. And then you can go up, once you get to 60 you can dig tunnels, then 90 and 100 aren't implemented yet, so it makes not much difference. So you can basically lock it at 60, because like I said, you've got a skill cap, and once you hit that skill cap you cannot gain skills anymore. So what you can do if you get something, so if you get terraforming to 60, the only reason you would want it any higher is because it speeds up the terraforming process, but if you get it to 60 then you can click on the little arrow and you can hit it to locked. And when it's locked, it means that you can no longer gain skills in that, so you're not spending skill points anymore. Then you can also set it to go down, so it then starts decreasing. So if you start hitting the skill cap, whenever you gain skills and other skills, it will then decrease this skill. So if you hit, it won't increase, but once you're basically labeling it for decrease once you hit the skill cap. And that's basically the same for absolutely any skill. It also works the exact same for your attributes as well. So if you're wanting to raise strength but lower intelligence, then you can just do that the exact same way. So this is basically what I mean by, if you want anything higher than, if you want to be playing by yourself, you want like a 3000 skill cap. So you can start speccing out different things. So you can dig tunnels and you can mine, but you can also like build your things and farm. So basically the game is supposed to be played with other people, but if you want to play it by yourself, totally fine. Other than that, we've got a couple of bars at the bottom left that I'll explain. I'll explain a bit of the UI. So here you've got obviously your chat. You want to basically be sitting on system unless you want to talk to people, which you can do local. We generally use VoIP anyway because we're YouTubers, that's what we do. Here you've got the damage that's been done to your person. So the game works on a full body damage model. So you can take damage to your leg and end up walking slow. You can take damage to your head and be a fucking idiot. So you can basically see where you take damage. Right here is your hunger meter. So once you're hungry, that will go down, you can eat, and it goes up. Pretty obvious there, I think you can gather that. This here is your health. You get soft health and hard health. So your soft health is the first number, your hard health is the second number. Your soft health can regenerate, your hard health cannot unless you rest, I think. I think resting fixes it, or you need to heal yourself with alchemy or herbs or food. Then you've got your stamina, once again soft stamina, hard stamina. Once you run you see, oh, the soft stamina is on the right hand side, so it's probably soft health on the right hand side as well. Once you run you see your soft stamina going down, and once you stop, soft stamina boosts up again, hard stamina doesn't. We've hit a lag spike. We've hit a lag spike on my own server. This is the way this game is, guys. Early access and all that jazz. Do remember. Other than that, the next thing I can explain is you have your, this is your morale, or your, how would I put it? Basically your alignment. Once you wallop people or steal from them, your alignment goes down. If you do good shit, your alignment goes up. I don't know what the good shit is. Oh, and that's the game fully crashed. So I'll make a quick cut right here, and I'll be back to you when we're back. And we're back. So, basically where I left off, we were talking about damage indicator, hard stamina, hard health, alignment. If your alignment goes to -50, you're instantly and permanently locked as a criminal, but you can't do that without actually murdering someone. Every time you wallop someone, you get an alignment penalty. Every time you steal something, I think I went over that. The next thing is you've got crafting in it, so we'll just go into the skills, because I don't have, on this character I can't bring up any of the other menus, but you've got like your herbalism, which obviously as it goes up you can use more effects and things and create things so that you can make lanterns and etc. The recipes for creating potions are not fixed. Every character has different recipes for different potions, so you cannot go online and say what is the recipe for a healing potion. That's like, you just cannot do that, because it's going to be completely different for you as opposed to someone else. The exact same goes for food recipes as well, as far as I recall. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I think that food recipes may be like that. Not sure. Something I didn't mention when we were looking at the skills before is you can see these little arrows. That means that you need a prerequisite up to, I think it's 30. I think it's 30 before you can unlock it. So you need to get like 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 before you can go to armor smithing. Whereas down here these bottom ones are completely independent of each other. That's why they're all unlocked. So other than that, yeah, I think we're good. The game is out on Steam right now, so you can go ahead and buy it. As far as I remember, it is $24.99 in the UK, US, no idea. You'd have to find out for yourself. It's not hard, there's a link in the description, guys, if you want to go buy it. So yeah, this is Life is Feudal by BitBox Limited. Give it a go. Support the MMORPG, because it's going to be fucking awesome. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time, I guess.